Welcome back to Three Inquisitive Kids. This is our second word rearrangements problem. On a bookshelf there are 3 fantasy books, 7 realistic fiction books, and 4 historical fiction books. How many ways are there to organize the books on the shelf as long as the 4 historical fiction books are together? So it's saying that on a bookshelf there are 14 slots for books. Let me quickly draw 14 lines. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Pretend that these are on the same row. Actually, you know what? I'll just shrink this. Okay. So after we have our 14 slots, we're trying to figure out how we can organize these 14 books onto these slots. So how can we? Well, the only thing we are given that we must include into these arrangements is that the 4 historical fiction books must stay together. So let's say that there are 3 fantasy books. I'll write F for fantasy. 7 realistic fiction books. I'll just write R for realistic fiction. So as you can see, I'm just writing it all out here. And then 4 more historical fiction books. So 4 H's. These are the books that we are trying to organize. And we know that the group of H's must stay together. There's H1, H2, H3, H4 to represent historical fiction book 1, historical fiction book 2, 3, and 4. So we can look at these 4 H's as a group, as a whole. So all we have to know is that this whole is special because this object here, we can think of it as one large thick book, but this thick book takes up 4 slots instead of just 1. So the first thing we can do is do out of P is that we do a permutation. So out of 14 slots, we are taking out 4 slots for this group of historical fiction books. And then that's not it, because in this group itself, there are different ways we can rearrange the H's. For example, H1, H3, H4, H2, or H1, H2, H3, H4, or H4, H3, H1, H2. So there's different ways. So now just looking at this itself, we have 4 slots. And out of these 4 slots, we're trying to order 4 different books into them. So here we would have another permutation that's P44. So now we can solve the permutation. This would be 14 times 13 times 12 times 11 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, which is equal to 576,576. So there are 576,576 different ways for us to rearrange these books on the bookshelf.